It is chaos in Washington, D.C., as the federal government is just 48 hours away from a government shutdown. And right now, Republicans don't have the votes to keep the government open. My name is Aaron Parnas, and here is your evening news rundown. Here's all the news you missed on today, March 12th. Before I get started, to all those who have become paid subscribers to my Substack, thank you so much for supporting my work. If you want to support my work, the easiest way to do so, become a paid subscriber by clicking the button below to my Substack, or sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas. With that, let's break down the chaos in Washington. We are barreling towards a possible government shutdown at 12:01 a.m. on March 15th. And right now, Senate Republicans don't have the votes to keep the government open. Here's how we got here. Yesterday, House Republicans passed what is called a continuing resolution to keep the federal government open for a period of about 5 months until September. Well, that continuing resolution included deep cuts to critical government programs, including healthcare programs, environmental programs, law enforcement grants, and more. And well, now that bill has been moved to the United States Senate, and unlike in the House, where House Republicans only needed a simple majority, which they had, Senate Republicans need 60 votes to pass that piece of legislation. And Senate Democrats are not willing to sign on to legislation that cuts critical government programs for the American people, and instead have put forth a plan to keep the government open for a period of 30 days until April 11th and keep government spending consistent until then. How Senate Republicans have refused to support that plan thus far, and where we're at right now, we're barreling towards a government shutdown. Here's what to expect if the government shuts down. Number one, federal employees will face furlough. Essential employees like ICE agents, CBP agents, and others will have to work without pay for the duration of the government shutdown. Non-essential employees who are not deemed essential will not have to work, but also will not receive pay during the duration of the government shutdown. Now, once the government shutdown is closed or finishes, then presumably all of these employees will receive back pay, but that's unclear how long that'll take, and a number of these employees live paycheck to paycheck, and if they miss a paycheck, it could devastate their lives. Number two, air traffic may take longer. Essentially, while TSA and air traffic controllers are deemed essential, during a government shutdown, you may have less air traffic controllers, less TSA agents literally working on the job, and as a result, you may face longer lines at the airport. Number three, national parks will shutter their doors almost instantly. National parks are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to government funding, and if government is shut down, national parks will be as well. Number four, there will be disruptions to Social Security and Medicare. While actual individuals will continue to receive their benefits, it will be difficult for new applicants to apply for Social Security and Medicare and other benefits because government operations will either be at a standstill or will be severely limited. Number five, the EPA will not be able to conduct toxic waste evaluations at toxic waste sites. In addition, NIH grants may be paused or NIH research may be paused. So a lot of government funding that is critical for critical programs that like health programs and others may be paused for a period of time. But the federal government still has about 36 hours to negotiate a deal. Maybe they'll get one, maybe they won't. We'll see what happens. I'll provide you updates every step of the way. But that's not all the news you missed today. Today was a very busy day. In addition, Donald Trump and his administration have cut about $1 billion in food assistance for food banks, schools, and other areas in impoverished communities across America. Essentially, these programs provided $1 billion in funding to ensure that these local areas, these neighborhoods, these food banks were able to receive produce and other goods from local farms. Well, now these programs have been cut by the Department of Agriculture. In addition, Social Security is facing possible cuts to a critical part of the Social Security Administration. Right now, seniors and especially disabled seniors are able to call in to call centers to answer questions about their benefits and to even apply for Social Security benefits. And while under pressure from DOGE and Elon Musk, the Social Security Administration may end the call-in centers and instead require these elderly seniors to go either in person to Social Security offices around the country or use the internet. And in a number of cases, they can't do either for a number of reasons. Number three, Donald Trump's administration has seen its approval ratings fall. especially when it comes to the economy, as we are on a borderline recession right now. 56% of the American public, according to new CNN polling, disapproves of Donald Trump's economic performance, while only 44% approve. That is the lowest approval rating when it comes to the economy for Donald Trump in his time as president. In addition, there have been retaliatory tariffs that have taken effect from Canada and the European Union, both of which are about $28 billion in value, targeting American goods after the Trump administration went ahead with its promise to institute across the board 25% tariffs on aluminum and steel products. Today, the Trump administration suffered another loss in court. This time, a federal judge blocked, at least temporarily, an executive order that stripped security clearances from the law firm Perkins Coie. Trump signed an executive order stripping these security clearances merely because Perkins Coie assisted the Hillary Clinton campaign back in 2016. Congressman Jamie Raskin is warning that Donald Trump and his administration, or rather administration officials, could face criminal and civil penalties if they violate court orders, saying that Trump has taken, quote, severe illegal and unconstitutional actions to freeze congressionally appropriated funds, hobble the workforce of congressionally established agencies, remove the heads of federal agencies, and access sensitive government data systems. We'll see what happens next. Steve Bannon, after appearing on a podcast with Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, is no longer ruling out a 2028 presidential run, according to Politico. According to the Huffington Post, the Trump administration's Labor Department has cut childcare programs for its own employees. In addition, the U.S. budget deficit has hit $307 billion in February, up from $296 billion a year ago. And finally, the Trump administration's FTC has moved ahead with broad antitrust probes into Microsoft's business practices. Folks, that's all the news right now. We're going to do a paid subscriber only live on my Substack shortly. So be sure to subscribe for free if you want to join at the link in my bio or link below. And I will see you in the morning. Thank you all for your support.